Investigates starts right now. What is up, my beautiful people?
Oh, we've got peeps here. And we got the dog, but you can't see him.
This is the
And the cat.
MAB Investigates YouTube channel. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Every dime that we take in, which is not much, goes to people in need.
Hi, Cal.
What's up, Cal? Good to see you. Cheers forever. What's up? Cajun Chick. What are you doing? OG Nanny.
Tori.
Cindy Lou. Laura Calvert. Come on, man.
Hello, peeps. How's your Sunday?
Yeah, how's your Sunday? I already been bleeding today. Can't really see it.
I turned around and Mab were outside working and there's blood streaming down his arm. I'm like, what did you do now? And I rinsed it off with the hose and there's like this tiny little cut there.
I'm always bleeding.
Hi, San Juan. He takes aspirin.
San Juan, what's up?
We've got a dog here.
Yeah, hey, Dread Lover, what's up, man? Or woman, I don't know.
Looks like a woman in the photo.
Tell. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what people identify as by their names. So sorry if we may ever make a mistake. So.
Hey, OG Nanny became a member. Part of the baby goats. You're going to be feeding some kids or helping somebody out. That's going to help somebody out. Guaranteed. Dread Lovers, female.
Thanks.
Red Lover, Lassie AI. I don't see her, but I see somebody saying hello to her.
There she is, or he.
I've been working like a dog on this landscaping deal, and what was it yesterday? I woke up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, here comes a kitty.
I'm so wiped out. I woke up like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Still sore from pouring concrete. We got all the concrete poured. I'm ready to do pavers now. So the hard part's done.
Sort of. Pavers are hard.
No, they're not. It's all easy, but it just takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it just takes a lot of time. Especially
BB
when
Electra, what are you doing?
Especially when you have workers that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But
I get frustrated with my workers because I know how to do everything and
they don't.
And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you people?
Thanks, OG Nanny.
Thanks, OG Nanny.
Lassie, I figured you were a girl, but then again, I mean, like I said.
We got a huff and puffing dog here.
A stinky, dirty dog.
Hasn't had a bath in like a year.
Can't see him.
He's an old boy.
I
could see him for a second.
There he is.
He loves his ears getting rubbed, so he moans like that. Uh-oh.
No. That's better. Okay, so I want to start a new discussion, even though...
Kitty or something?
Yeah. Even though it's my little headband. I don't know that much about it, but I am sure that some of you know more about it than I do. You guys probably remember Lindsay Clancy. I think it was in 2022 when supposedly her husband came home from running an errand, and there was a little controversy as to what the errand was on my end. I remember it. He went to pick up dinner. My bestie, Lisa, said no, he was at the pharmacy. Regardless, he comes home. He finds Lindsay with an attempted, she had jumped out the second story window of the house, and she was laying on the ground unconscious. And their 3 precious babies were in the basement.
Yeah.
Not breathing anymore. And the husband immediately called 911. And when they got here, he said, my wife did this. And so they took her to the hospital and handcuffed her to her bed. She doesn't remember anything. And she wakes up 2 days later under arrest for that crime. So here we are 4 years later, sort of didn't pay attention to it all this time. And I had lunch with my bestie yesterday. And she was like, OMG, Mrs. MAB, you should hear what's going on. She has this amazing defense attorney.
But they're not even claiming she didn't do it.
Well, she's claiming not guilty, but what her lawyer is trying to do is, she's on trial. So her lawyer is trying to not only
good boy
get her acquitted or get a not guilty verdict, but in the process, try to prove that her husband, actually it's her ex-husband now, because he has since remarried and had 3 more children.
Wow.
So suspicious. He's trying to
13
prove
medications she was on. Holy shit.
Well, she also had postpartum depression, possibly postpartum psychosis. Either one. I haven't done any research. This is just what I've picked up a little bit, which is a whole other thing, because that's not being treated properly either. I mean, she was on medications. I even think she had some inpatient treatment done, but so her lawyer, Kevin Reddington, is trying to not only prove that she didn't do it, but in the process, kind of paint the picture that maybe the husband did do it. So hopefully she gets found not guilty and the state will indict the husband. If the state doesn't indict the husband, then she will possibly file a wrongful death, a civil suit against him. So I want to look into that more, but I knew some of you guys would know about this.
So BB Electra says, I kind of wonder if the husband drugged her up. Well, she was on 13 different things. That's a lot. She did the crimes, made it look like she committed suicide, jumped out the window. He has a girlfriend on the side, and he married her pretty quick.
Yeah, it's a good hunch, BB.
BB's got pretty good hunches.
Just the whole thing, and the poor woman now, poor Lindsay, is in a wheelchair. She's paralyzed from the waist down because he didn't expect her to wake up. And it's just, OG. Everybody thinks it's the husband, but it's just, what is wrong with people?
I don't know.
Cal, that's true. But
if she's innocent, it went to the victim.
We don't want to victim blame.
No.
But I agree with that. But I feel like it was either one of them. I don't think somebody randomly came into their house and did this. So it was one or the other.
Open panel if anybody wants to come up. BB was going to tell us about her NDE or something like that. Can't remember exactly. But if you got a story, BB, why don't you come up and tell it? Yeah, that is a hard one. Oh, Lord.
What do you have up here? Oh.
This is Lindsay Clancy case.
You want to play it?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to watch a little video.
Let me put it on 1.25.
Okay, BB.
What'd she say?
She said she'll be home in a half hour.
All right, sweet.
This is a long one.
Your screen. What number is it? 50?
In a murder case, if you're claiming legal insanity, you are basically telling the court, the judge, the jury, the world, yes, I did it. I did it. But I shouldn't be held responsible because of my mental illness. It really wasn't me. And that's what's happening in this case with Lindsay Clancy. It's exactly what's happening. So
That's not what
everything else is happening online to
I
me,
don't-
so unexpected. Now, Patrick Clancy is the one who's become the online target. And why is that? We're going to dig into that. And that's what this episode is all about. But when I think about where we are in the world of true crime, right? The true crime audience that is growing and growing and growing and taking a deeper look at these high profile cases, it's reaching a point that I don't think it's ever been in my career.
What's up, Adam? Good to see you, brother.
At Court TV. And you know, I've been here longer than anyone on earth. So the atmosphere is a little bit different. But this is different than the Karen Reed case. Okay. The Karen Reed trial, where folks at home weren't believing what prosecutors were alleging. There was someone in court who believed the same thing that the online audience believed, which was that Karen Reed was not guilty, that something happened inside that house and someone else was responsible for what happened to John O'Keefe, and Karen Reed was not guilty. And in the end, the jury agreed with the sentiment of the folks who were following and watching and listening to every detail in the Karen Reed case. But as I said, this is different. This is different because no one inside this courtroom is pointing the finger at Patrick Clancy. No one has accused him of anything. He's not part of this defense case. He's a witness. He's a victim. So where is...
He's not a witness. He wasn't even there.
Well, he was the first on the scene.
The evidence that the audience, that the viewers, that the true crime community is looking at that points them in this direction, right? I mean, let's start here. What I did is on my YouTube page, I put up a poll, just trying to get a pulse of like, how big is this movement? How many people are thinking that?
80%. Look at that.
Look at the 80%. No, he's not guilty.
80% said no, but 21% think he did it.
I think that yes number is going to increase as this gets a little more traction and as the trial goes on.
And take a look at the poll. And the question was,
You gotta be in the picture for you to tell. Come on, man.
I'm in here. I'm
simple. Do you believe Patrick Clancy is responsible? Boom. 21% saying yes. 79% saying no. All right. The 79% aren't saying that Lindsay Clancy necessarily is guilty, but Patrick Clancy isn't the one who took the lives of their 3 children. And that's kind of important, right? But 21% is not a negligible number. That's like a real number. So I wanted to dig deeper and understand exactly, well, what are the facts surrounding this belief? Because it can't just be one little thing. It has to be more than that. And I posted this thing on Facebook and got a response from Tony Ann, who gave a very detailed analysis of what folks are saying and why folks believe.
Let's see that real quick.
Negligible number. That's like a real.
Oh, there it is.
So I wanted to dig.
Just let it play.
All right. His DNA is on the bands that were around their throats, allegedly, I guess. Not hers. He changed clothes from the CVS to the restaurant. Her prescription bottles in his car. He stated under oath that it takes 3 minutes to get to the CVS, yet he didn't enter till 5:32. Claims he sent a work email from the car, but also stated it was sent from his Surface Pro, which was in the house. Then stated under oath could have been sent from his iPhone. Her Apple Watch was found in a drawer, yet it appears that he has it in his hand when entering the CVS. Crushed pills in the glass. The crushed pills in the glass. He profited from this. 1.7 million
that's
from
right.
GoFundMe.
He started a
Sold the
GoFundMe
house and made a profit from that as well. Remember Chris Watts? Wow. Maybe he did do it. Rage disguised by pretending he'd be appalled by his ex-wife's actions. I think he is mad she didn't pass away.
I agree 100%.
Hey, Just Jaylene.
Yeah, she was supposed to not
Make it.
survive. Yeah.
2-story window? That's not a sure death.
Well,
Of what folks are saying and why folks believe that Patrick Clancy is involved. And again, he hasn't been charged with anything, and no one is pointing the finger at him. None of the investigators, no one from the DA's office, no one from the defense team, whose job it is to do anything and everything to defend their client. So if someone else is responsible,
This old guy is her attorney.
He's supposed to be excellent. Yeah.
or there was evidence that someone else was responsible, it would seem Kevin Reddington and his team would have to uncover that and would have to make those arguments, but they're not. So here's what Tony Ann said.
They will.
Number one, his DNA is on the bands, not hers. The murder weapons, the exercise bands. That is the belief of folks online. He changed clothes from the CVS to the restaurant. Remember, when he leaves the house, he goes to CVS first, then goes to the restaurant to pick up the food, and then returns home. And the allegation is here that he goes to CVS, he's wearing clothes, so one set of clothes there, and then somehow changes his clothes in between going from CVS to the restaurant.
Makes no sense, Bibi says. He knew she had mental issues. Someone should have been helping her with the kids, not letting her be alone with them.
Mm-hmm.
That
Agreed.
makes a lot of sense.
But also, if
Another Chris Watts.
you've got 3 kids, you can't always have a second person there with your wife. I mean,
Get in the damn picture.
I don't
I'll
know.
be over here.
Again, I don't know enough about it, but I wanted to start talking about it.
Okay.
So, Lucas,
Why do you have to be in our faces?
come here, buddy.
Get rid of the dog.
You get a treat.
Yeah, give him a treat. We'll go for that. Case reminds me of Chris Watts. I didn't follow the Chris Watts case. I don't know a lot about that. But I remember this Nancy Clancy case because I was following it when it happened. Supposedly she jumped up. Lucas, yeah. Lucas is an old guy, but he's still a pain in the ass.
Yes, he is.
Doesn't even look like I have a mustache.
Blurred.
Her prescription bottles are in his car. He stated under oath that it takes 3 minutes to get to the CVS, yet he didn't enter it until 5.
I'm not sharing the screen.
Well, we already read that though, too.
Yeah. How about this one?
5:32. So his timeline doesn't make sense. Claims he sent a work email from the car, but also stated it was sent from his Surface Pro, which was in his home. Then stated under oath it could have been sent from his iPhone. Okay, did he send it from a Surface Pro? Did he send it from his iPhone? Is there a difference there? And so is he lying about what he's doing in that time? Is he cleaning up the crime scene and he's not doing what he said he was doing? I guess those are part of the allegation here. Her Apple Watch was found in a drawer, yet it appears he has it on his hand when he's entering the CVS. And this is significant because there was a call while he's at CVS to Lindsay. Patrick and Lindsay are calling one another. And the Apple Watch plays a role in what people are talking about, because I've seen people say, well, he called himself on her Apple Watch, which he brought.
Always thought it was weird to jump out a second story window to unalive yourself. Very good observation. That's not a great way to kill yourself.
Brought to the CVS. The crushed pills in the glass. He profited from this, $1.7 million from a GoFundMe, sold the house and made a profit from that as well. Remember Chris Watts.
Plus, you guys, she was a registered nurse. If she wanted to harm herself, she knew how to do that. And jumping out of a window sounds like a terrible idea to me.
This Monks,
I don't know. Yeah.
they said that he did a video on her. There it is. Whoa, that's a little bit loud. But we're not watching that yet.
So you get an idea of the sentiment here. And Chris Watts was an absolute villain and a murderer. And he's in prison now for what he did. But the comparison of Patrick Clancy and Chris Watts, to me, that's a stretch. Like the level of evidence against Chris Watts was overwhelming.
Take over the show.
Overwhelming in that case. The evidence against Patrick Clancy, and this is what it is. So let's take a look at some of this and what we've seen inside the courtroom. And let's start with this wardrobe change. First, let's take a look at Patrick Clancy at CVS and see what we notice. Let's take a look. He's walking in. You want to notice his shoes and his jacket because that's what people are talking about. And the shoes appear to be brown. He's walking around. He's got some sort of a jacket on, right? He's going down the aisle. And I guess the allegation is that when he makes the phone call, and this is interesting, look at the shoes. The shoes look basically brown from that video as he walks in. And again, here he is walking down the aisle. Is that where he makes this faux phone call, right? It would be a fake phone call on the Apple Watch. I couldn't tell from the video specifically about the Apple Watch, but let's now take a look at Patrick at the restaurant. We just saw him at CVS. Let's take a look at him at the restaurant now. All right, do the shoes appear a little bit lighter? Is it a different? He zips down his jacket now, and is he wearing an Apple Watch? I'm trying to understand that. It's hard with the sleeves. What I do notice though is his shoes are lighter. They do look kind of brown right there, maybe two-tone. The sole looks a little white, but his face looks much more pale here as well, as does everyone, including that other customer. Everything looks a little lighter, like the video itself is brighter. And again, we're looking at shoes, at jacket, and do those appear to be different shoes?
You guys,
like each frame, they look a little different. Watch the shoes. Depending upon the lighting, they appear, from my perspective, to sort of change a little bit if you take a look at them. Now, if you take a freeze frame, we got a freeze frame. We'll do that so you can do a side by side. Looking at this particular freeze frame, yeah, the shoes look different. But do they? If I look at his left foot on the left side of the screen from CVS, from that angle, there appears to be sort of like a two-tone thing going on in the shoe, right? The middle part is a little bit darker and the outer part of the shoe is a little bit lighter, right? So the inner part here is a little darker and this part is lighter. To me, that's consistent with what you see on the right, although everything is lighter on the right, including...
Sorry, you guys. I did something to the screen and I got rid of it and then I couldn't get it back and I've got something in my eye. So sorry about all that. I don't know what you guys saw, but for me, it was just mountains. Thanks, Oakley. Hi, Cindy Lou. Hi, Sheila. I want to say hi to Pretty Little Clues. I agree with you, girl. With the little that I know about it, I didn't think she did it in the first place, but this is kind of incredible to me. What's going on here? And I wish I would have started watching it a little sooner. Okay, I'm going to start this back up again.
His face, which is almost washed out. But you look at his right leg looks like a boot. Doesn't look like a sneaker or a gym shoe or a tennis shoe. And the soles look darker on the left than they do on the right.
What's going on here?
Yeah,
So
shoes are different.
Why does it got different shoes?
That's what we're talking about. This is CVS with the brown shoes, and this is the restaurant with...
He changed.
He changes shoes, for sure. You can even see
What's up with
laces.
that?
You can see laces on one and like a zipper on the other or something. So different
Come on,
shoes.
man. You don't change your shoes in the middle of the freaking day. Oh, well, I do, but
But you're
from
home.
working. Yeah, from working, yeah.
exactly does that mean? Did he change his shoes? Did he change his jacket? On the left, is that just a little, partial zipper?
Is that a collar?
It's hard to see because it's black.
That's not a collar, though.
No, that's a zipper.
Pullover versus he fully unzips it when he gets to the restaurant?
Interesting.
I'm not buying that. Maybe you are, but I don't see that much of a difference between the jacket. Like, could there be a zipper on the left-hand side that goes all the way down? Yeah, there could be, because the contrast in the video is such that you can't distinguish things. Like, look at his left arm. Like, what is that? It doesn't even look like a hand. It's because the lighting's not perfect and the camera's not as good as the camera I have here in my studio. But this is part of the basis of what folks are seeing. Let's move on to the fingerprints, because this is another issue, right? Fingerprints on the murder weapons, the knife, etc. Here's the testimony from the fingerprint examiner from the Massachusetts State Police. This is like his job, is to get fingerprints, is to get that sort of evidence from
Full
other pieces of
function,
evidence,
yeah.
to get the fingerprints to try to tie someone to the murder weapons and the knife. Let's take a listen.
When you touch an item and like leave some remnants of a fingerprint, it's the oils and everything that are on your finger that leave the impression on the item.
Yes.
And so are there things that can affect whether you actually get enough information to analyze a fingerprint?
Yes.
What kinds of things can influence that?
So it could be the texture of the actual object itself. It could also be environmental factors. If there's low humidity, it could be if there's the person touching the item might not
You guys here all right? Let me know.
have residue on their hands. There's also movement can affect fingerprints. The strength, the grip on an item also affects that, as well as they could be wiped off because fingerprints, like I said, are very.
You know anything about this case, Pretty Little Justine?
Pretty little Justine.
Pretty Little Justine. Come up here and talk to us, Justine. Come on, man.
very, very fragile.
Okay. And so is it oftentimes the case that you analyze for a print and don't find anything of value?
Come up and be the third person.
And so as it pertains to these items that you reviewed, the knife, the exercise bands, can you tell us what your findings were when it came to the knife?
Yes, the knife did have limited detail, meaning that there were areas of friction ridge impressions, which is that's what we've referred to fingerprints. Is the friction ridge skin is the skin that covers your palms and your fingers and your toes and your feet. The friction ridge skin is what leaves the impression on an object. So there was an area of friction ridge impression on that knife.
Mm-hmm.
So it was photographed further and giving an item number. Upon further analysis, there was not enough detail to do a comparison.
So when you photograph it for further analysis, why do you do that?
Do that in order to take a deeper look to see if there was enough characteristics or minutia to do a comparison to a known print.
So with a photo.
Lucas is doing all right. He's eating. Can't really take him on walks, and he has trouble getting up once he lays down. And
And he still poops where he sleeps.
yeah, he doesn't have much control over his defecation process. You're all right, Patriot. I'll talk to you later. You guys are on tonight, yeah? Adam?
Photograph, you can enhance it and look at it closer, correct?
Correct.
But after doing that, were you able to make any sort of opinions about that area on the knife?
Yes, there was not enough characteristics or minutia to do any comparison, so it was deemed no value.
And as far as the exercise bands, fair to say you also did the same and examined those to try to identify if they had any friction ridge detail or anything of value that you could conduct a comparison on, right?
Yes.
And was there any on either the yellow band, the black band, or the blue band?
No, there was not enough to do. No value.
And the bands were that was around the children?
I think so. So there weren't fingerprints
Okay.
on there.
So the case can't be solved with fingerprints. You couldn't. There was
DNA.
nothing there. Sometimes they get fingerprints, sometimes they don't.
You can get DNA off the fingerprints.
You know, before there was DNA, fingerprints were like the gold standard.
Patriot Pride, 6:30 or 7:30
Pacific.
Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. They stay up all night partying at Waffle House. Isn't tonight Turtle Island?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's Monday.
All right. 10 p.m. is your bedtime.
Yeah, 9 p.m. is my bedtime.
9:30 is
When
your
I work.
bedtime.
When I work.
Yeah. You're
And I
working
got to
tomorrow?
work tomorrow.
That sucks.
Yes. I've been off all week
I'm thinking about taking tomorrow off.
because it was Monterey car week and traffic sucked. Oh, but I had to go into work on Thursday because we have a new management consulting team.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. So of course they always freaking target the dental hygienist first because we're producers, and
Who's the top producer in your whole practice?
it's not necessarily me. It used to be me. There's 11 of us. So I'm in the top 3 now, but I don't think I was the top producer this last quarter.
Slacking.
But they want us, of course, they want us to do more tasks in the same amount of time. Yet they have not offered us
More money.
more money or more support. What we need is more support, and we don't have it.
Dolly's in the hospital tomorrow.
No, isn't he going
I
to?
thought he was in the Bahamas.
Yeah. So it's tonight. Okay.
Did they?
Thanks, Wild
did
Wonder.
they go to the Bahamas, Wild Wonder?
Right? You get a fingerprint, you can tie the defendant to the murder weapon, you can tie them to the scene. That doesn't exist here. But the other part of all of this is that it's their home and it's where they live. So even if you did find fingerprints on it, on a knife or on an exercise, what would
It's like a bungee cord to me.
It's one of those resistant band things.
Like what's on my spear gun.
Yeah.
it mean?
I need to make those less tight. I think if I hang like a weight and then heat them up, maybe it'll, because it's hard to cock that thing. I don't think I'd be able to do it on the kayak. Oh, sleep study. I thought I already had a sleep study. Sleep studies give me nightmares because I'm still feeling the results of that sleep study. My whole face is fucked up from that.
Like it's in their house and they use it. So from my perspective, the fingerprints, not really a big deal, even if they did, but they weren't able to find anything.
Let's try Monks, see if he's got anything better.
Excuse you.
Excuse me. Oh, I can just go clear this instead. It didn't work, did it? Yes, it did.
Sherry Sharp, divorce is easier and cheaper. Yeah, and nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, right.
Come on. I mean,
Come on,
it's
man.
wild. Yeah, because immediately remarried and 3 more kids.
That's crazy. So he was going out with her at the time. And he's probably, I got this crazy bitch at home with these 3 kids. I got to get rid of this family and get me a new one. It's amazing how many times guys do that or think that.
The bats of what I feel is a good way to approach this case
Not that.
at this juncture. You are looking at Lindsay Clancy right here. She's corralling the kids and even has 8-month-old Callan strapped to her chest while pulling an empty stroller along with her as well. And I know personally that maneuvering around a 3-year-old is hard enough. I can't imagine the stress to go along with adding a baby and a 5-year-old. But where is Patrick, right? The husband, the father. Where is he to help? Well, he's right there. Okay, off to the side in the purple.
What? He's just kicking back like an asshole. Look at this guy.
Oh my God. This makes me so she has 4 children.
Just 4?
She has 4. Her husband.
Crazy.
Shirt, looking detached, right? Rather disinterested, as his wife Lindsay does all the heavy lifting, watching their 3 young children. He doesn't even help wrangle that cumbersome stroller, does he? She's on her own. She wants
This guy's just standing here with his thumb up his ass. This guy.
the kids to have fun.
It's like he's not even part of the family. He's
Yeah,
just like a
you wouldn't
bystander.
even know that they're together.
No, I wouldn't. I thought she was by herself.
Yeah. Well, she is essentially.
But of course, we already know how this will eventually end. And right here could be a clear sign of why her mental health was waning. Okay, so let's continue watching.
He's just like, is there 4 there? Or,
There's other kids. It looks like they're in an aquarium or something.
okay, he actually touched one of them.
And now that you've watched the entire video, has anything changed about the narrative for you? Okay, the narrative I was purposely trying to sell you, the narrative that half the internet tried to sell me. So if you follow Patrick's attention, he never took his eyes off his family, making sure that they were all together, and that little 3-year-old boy there, that's Dawson, did not wander off. But why wasn't he helping Lindsay, right? Because he was waiting in line for his family for their turn at the next activity.
Ah, I get it.
And so within one video, a short video at that, many of us went from, wow, this guy's a real POS father, to, you know what? He's actually a pretty good dad. That, I feel, is a prime example of how we should look at this case right now. We
Monk, you tricked us.
need context. The moment we allow ourselves to believe that an opinion is 100% truth to us, then hey, we've lost the plot, right? This case was introduced to us solely as a mother dealing with a severe case of postpartum after her third child, prescribed a litany of drugs and had a psychotic break from reality, started hearing voices, and ultimately strangled her 3 children, grabbed a knife, cut herself up, and jumped out of a second-story window, falling onto the hard concrete 2 stories down into her backyard.
He's out running marathons with his current wife. You see his testimony. He couldn't be bothered with her questions, and not one tear even attempt, just look annoyed. She's suffering from mental health issues, and he's out with his friends playing, going on vacations and whatnot. He didn't give a damn about them kids, according to Justine.
All of this we believe to have happened after sending her husband out on errands. So it's always good to start off with a fact, right? That this is the Lindsay Clancy trial. But if you're just perusing by at a glance, you might actually think that this is the Patrick Clancy trial because of social media. But I will also admit that this is my basic understanding of it and what I can provide for you going forward now.
He likes to hang out by that wall, doesn't he?
Is a fresh look, right? An unbiased look at this case, because I am jumping in and proactively sifting through a lot of garbage that has accumulated since the tragedy in 2023. Now, about that clip that I used at the top of the video, that was the Clancy family enjoying a day at the Science Museum. That was clipped up, turned into a TikTok video to show how disengaged Patrick was. But once
that's a little deceitful.
But that's
I
the problem, yeah, with social media. I mean, you get a clip and you get a narrative, and then everybody jumps on the bandwagon. I mean, I mean, there's even AI that's making it worse. So
crazy.
You have to be really careful.
found the full clip, I was like, wow, that is so far from the narrative that that person was trying to spin. And it kind of pissed me off. Okay. So what you're going to get from me is that I will try to structure for us a more proper timeline, and just to see if we can, tell a nice, clean, true crime story. Okay. And build our thoughts upon that. Okay. Sound good? Good. So let's start off with the accepted timeline of events of January 4th, 2023, when at 6:11 p.m., the husband, Patrick Clancy, gets a hold of 911 to report that he has found his wife outside in their backyard after what looks like her cutting herself up and then jumping out the second-story window. Within that same phone call, he would go and discover all 3 of his children dead in the basement. And as people in the courtroom have described for us, he let out the most piercing sound, something that they never thought a human being can make when he found his children in the condition that he found them in. So when we picture a situation like this, okay, the chaos, the heartbreak, isn't it hard to imagine how normal things would even look just an hour prior for this family? But it was actually normal. So let's go ahead and rewind back 1 hour to 5:10 p.m. So just minutes prior to this, Lindsay expressed to Patrick that she's had a busy day and she has not prepared anything for the family for dinner. So she asked Patrick if it's okay if they had some takeout from one of their favorite restaurants called 3V. Patrick,
hello, Wanda. Good to see you, darling.
Agreed. And so Lindsay made the call to 3V to place their order. So
The 911 call he screamed? I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
5:15
Who heard the scream?
p.m. Okay, 5 minutes later, Patrick is getting ready to leave to go ahead and pick up that order. In his testimony, he tells the kids goodbye. He also tells his wife, Lindsay, who is holding their 8-month-old, goodbye as well. Now, at that moment, we could assume that it occurred to Lindsay to ask Patrick to make a quick pit stop, grab some stool softener called Pedialax at the local CVS while he was on his way to 3V. So,
Well, that's the AI. I thought she was on 13 different drugs. Daisy Doodle.
We don't
See
know.
ya.
Somebody mentioned that she was on 13 different medications, but we don't know
I don't know that for a
I
fact.
don't know. I don't know what she was on.
So Patrick asked Lindsay to text him the name of that product just so that he would not forget. And she would do exactly that. And voila, we have our first official timestamp at 5:15, giving us a nice window about when Patrick actually left the house. And so we're going to move on to 5:18. That should be the next time of interest. Now, this is not any official timestamp here, okay? It's just a reasonable assumption because
Food order placed. Patrick gets ready to leave 5 minutes later. He should arrive at CVS by 5:18.
that local CVS is a 1 mile drive, taking 3 minutes to get there from Patrick's own recollection. So he should be there at roughly 5:18. Hell, we could say it's 5:20. This is where things get a little gray, especially for the internet. It's also the turning point of me even wanting to cover this case, okay? Because I try to avoid cases with the topics of kids and especially injuries to kids, right? It's just emotionally taxing, for a fellow parent. From a distance, I will say, it seemed cut and dry, okay? Mom suffers from psychosis and murders her children, right? Flashbacks of Andrea Yates for everyone. But my wife, she really wanted me to, create a timeline and figure out, what to believe or not to believe. And she's persistent. She's been at it for about 2 weeks, guys, but she finally got me, okay? She finally intrigued me with this timestamp. And that is at 5:24 p.m. Patrick Clancy sent a work email to his colleagues and staff, which from my little understanding of the timeline at the time, I picture him sitting in the parking lot of CVS, finishing up, finalizing that work email and sending it off on his iPhone at 5.
Came from the house?
I think they proved that work email came from his computer at home.
That's crazy.
5:24 p.m. But then my wife told me that there was this defense lawyer, Lindsay's lawyer, right? And his name is Kevin Reddington. He asked if Patrick had sent it through his Surface.
It's January 24th at 5:24.
And that was sent from your Surface Pro?
I don't know, actually. It could have been sent from my iPhone.
He's talking about a Microsoft Surface computer that is at the family home.
I don't know. It could have been sent from my iPhone. Interesting.
That was Patrick's home computer, his work computer. And for me, it was like, wait.
Crab Rangoon. Good to see you, Brenda.
Was Reddington trying to poke holes in Patrick's
Absolutely.
timeline?
Got your email, Brenda, for the Monday thing. I'll check it out.
And so I had to look up this fellow Reddington. I had to know what this man was about. And from what I read, he is a brilliant man with 50 years practicing law under his belt. And Massachusetts considers him one of their finest. Here he is, a young Reddington looking like a Kurt Russell in a law movie. So yeah, he's considered one of the best trial lawyers in Massachusetts, and especially in mental health related cases, as he is defending Lindsay in right now. And it's this same man, I feel, tried to kick Patrick Clancy's alibi in the nuts. I feel it's a good time to just reiterate, okay? The timeline has Patrick leaving the house at 5:15 p.m., okay? 3-minute drive to CVS. However, he doesn't enter the CVS until 5:32 p.m.
What?
Yes.
What the hell is he doing all that time?
Reddington is going to poke a giant hole in Patrick's timeline and alibi, and
That's 18 minutes.
that's
No.
my prediction. So that's
And
almost
It's 14 minutes later.
no. He places the order at 5:10, and he gets to CVS at 5:30. So that's 22 minutes.
No, I mean from the time he left the house.
We don't know what time he left the house.
Oh, he doesn't. He
It
gets
doesn't
ready to leave.
say. It says should arrive at CVS, does arrive at CVS. So if the order was placed at
He could have done
5:10,
the whole thing right there.
totally, he could have.
Interesting.
Then the 5:24 work email was sent, okay? So pardon us for assuming that he is in the CVS parking lot or even anywhere else.
Second, who would annihilate their family and then send a work email though? that's kind of weird to me too. Like,
Yeah.
and if he's trying to establish an alibi, then he messed up because he was still at home. But that kind of thinking is odd to me, that like, how could you have the presence of mind to do what you did and then send an email? I don't know, unless it was already composed and he just hit send, but weird still. Okay.
Besides home. And here we have old man Reddington slipping in some bait.
And that was sent from your Surface Pro?
I don't know, actually. It could have been sent from my iPhone.
The man asks a loaded question in which he disguises with this innocent schoolboy look. Okay, he asked it in an almost flippant way, and that was sent from your Surface Pro. 50 years in law, one of the best. I would tend to believe that Reddington knows exactly what he is doing, but why is he doing it? And it made me think: is this why the internet has been so imaginative with this case? I mean, possibly, right? And Patrick's answer is, at least to me, a bit strange.
I don't know, actually. It could have been sent from my iPhone.
Why is Patrick's answer, it could have been from my iPhone? Because the alternative to that is sending it from your Surface. Because it better not be from your Surface. Now I am intrigued, okay? And it's not even on the angle that Patrick had anything to do with this crime. I will just say, I am not there yet, or if ever. But I am wondering what Reddington is up to, because this is not the only instance that this modern day Columbo has tried to put Patrick Clancy on the chopping block. And so in a cross-examination of one of Massachusetts' forensic investigators, I found Reddington's inferences very interesting, okay? So the clip I'm about to show you is referring to an August 23rd, back in 2022, a certain
August 23rd, that's my birthday. I mean, that's my brother's birthday. It's also Dolly's birthday.
history that was made on that Surface Pro in question, okay? And it is actually pretty disturbing. So real quick, it started at 9:40 a.m. in that morning when someone logged into Lindsay Clancy's Facebook, okay? At 9:42, they start listening to a Tom Hall song on Spotify. 9:44, somebody Googles Tom Hall and enters his Wikipedia page, ultimately linking out to a suicide methods page.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched this morning too.
And that is the situation in question here. So have a look for yourself and we'll discuss it after.
So you don't know that Patrick Clancy's email is signed into Lindsay Clancy's Facebook account. You're not aware of that, right?
It's whatever the default profile was signed into the Chrome browser.
And then that accessed the Facebook account, which looked up Tom Hall, the singer, right?
Yes, correct.
That then led to the Wikipedia talking about suicide.
That is
right?
correct.
Led to the Spotify talking about somewhere in Memphis, whatever the song was, right?
Yes.
And this was all occurring from 9:40 in the morning until, like I said, 10 o'clock thereabouts, right?
Correct.
And so the man on the stand that you're looking at is Kyle Paveo. Now, he was a Massachusetts cyber crime unit investigator back in 2023. And his assignment was to analyze the data from Patrick Clancy's Surface Pro. Now, personally, my eyeballs were glued to the screen. I was hoping that he would address if Patrick's 524 email was sent from his iPhone or did the Surface send out that email. However,
All right, hold on.
Hold on. So we see you there. Hold on one second. I just want to say that during all of that Wikipedia, Google stuff, Lindsay was getting ready to take her child to the doctor. So there's no way she was doing that.
How's it going, Wee?
What's going on, Mr. and
What's
Mrs.
going
Adams?
Good to
How
see
we
you.
doing?
Good.
to see
How are you?
man. Y'all looking good there tonight, or
Thank
this
you.
evening, I should say.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Are you guys following that case there, the Lindsay Clancy case?
Yeah.
Just kind of started to. I was having lunch with my girlfriend yesterday or the day before, and we were talking about it. And I remember when it first happened, and I did a little research, and then it just kind of disappeared. And then when she brought it up again, I thought, oh yeah, I was super interested in this when it first happened. So I want to see what's going on now that the trial started.
I'm covering it. I've been covering it for last week. I think was 3 days. They were out of court for Friday, and I'm gonna pick up again at 9 a.m. Eastern time, my time. And yeah, I've been covering it. From gavel to gavel each day. So
Sweet.
Oh, okay.
come on over, chat it up with us a little bit. We got some different views. Some people think absolutely 100% she did it, no excuses, haul her off to jail for the rest of her life. We got people that thinks that she didn't do it, that he did it and made her think that she did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've got some people in there who think that they both did it.
Interesting.
I don't know what to do with that one, but
They both did it.
I didn't even think about that.
So
That's interesting.
yeah. So I'm trying to be the host, and I'm trying to stay down the middle as much as possible. So
Right. Makes sense.
of course, I do have some opinions, and when I go on other channels, I kind of chew it up a little bit. But I'm learning about it. My daughter,
Yeah. What's your take?
I am on another channel right now, right?
That's right.
I think that she absolutely did the physical act. I'm still kind of trying to get more information. My daughter's been sending me quite a bit of information over as to where if he messed with her medication and drove her over the edge type thing, maybe trying to get out of his relationship, trying to get out of the marriage. So he was trying to make her look crazy. We've seen that before. And
do we think
in other cases
that he had this other girlfriend on the side already?
I don't know the answer to that. I think that he did. I know Pretty Little Clues. That's according to her that he already had plans with his mistress, if you will.
Got it.
Maybe he was trying to get her to look crazy so he could get her admitted, maybe get custody of the kids, and then run off with the woman. And he didn't realize that she was going to go like that far over the edge and do what happened. So
Crazy.
it is crazy. It is. I'm trying to play catch up, to be honest with you, but I am streaming it each day. And when I can, I'm falling back and getting some more information, to try to make a solid opinion anyway. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha.
Huh.
But some of the people in my chat started out 100% with it being her. And now as the trial is progressing and they're learning more and talking more, now they're starting to lean towards he did it. So
It's crazy.
I say it'd be hard for her to get convicted anyway. If that many people are thinking that she didn't do it, it'd be hard to get the jury to say the same thing,
Right. I mean, and all he has to do is create reasonable doubt for her.
with one person.
Just one.
Yeah.
One solitary person.
I was sad to learn that Paveo's only task, in this case, with that surface, is web pages and web browser related searches, And of course, Reddington knew that already, so he did not press the issue about 524, but he did latch on to something else. He brought up that the Chrome browser was logged into Patrick's Gmail when browsing Lindsay's Facebook, listening to Tom Hall on Spotify, reading up on Tom Hall's wiki, going directly to the death section about how the man took his own life, and subsequently linking into a wiki general articles page about suicide methods. So I don't know about you, but I think Reddington's motive feels apparent.
Yeah.
He puts Patrick's name back into the scenario for a purpose. That, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patrick's Microsoft Surface computer. This is his home work computer in which he has sent work emails from before. And if you missed it, let me show you how prepared for everything this lawyer is. This almost feels like a setup in Reddington's cross-examination of Patrick Clancy himself. He took some time to ask Patrick about Patrick's love of music, how Patrick actually fancies himself a bit of a musician himself. He plays the guitar. And then suddenly, this seasoned lawyer, who so far, from what I have seen, never stumbles on his own words. He speaks slowly, clear, and concisely. And with the musician's name right in front of him, I bet, on that paper right in front of him, he does this.
You know a guy named Tim Hall?
I think you mean Tom Hall.
Yeah, Tim Hall, I apologize.
Uh-huh.
He's a musical artist,
He's a what artist?
like a country artist.
Country. Is he like a guitar playing guy or singer?
Yeah, was.
We'll say was. What happened to him?
He committed suicide.
Oh,
I think he said it wrong,
On purpose.
just so that Patrick would correct him, to prove to the court that definitely Patrick knows who Tom Hall is and to plant in the jury's collective minds
gotcha.
a picture of Patrick Clancy browsing his wife's Facebook that morning, and he was the one reading methods of suicide.
What do you think?
Genius move if the attorney did that on purpose. That was a
I think he did.
very
We have
genius
a-
move.
That was the clip that my friend sent me.
We don't
Nice.
have a up and down one, do we?
Is this a new video by Monks?
Yeah, brand new.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to watch that before trial starts tomorrow, so I'll have a little more information going on in my head.
It's a 24-minute one. We're almost
Okay.
done with it.
I can play that during breaks and lunchtime too.
There you go.
Yeah.
All this while listening to his favorite artist on Spotify, Tom Hall. But Reddington is going along these lines because he has receipts.
On August 23rd of 2022, that 2-year-old child was brought by Lindsay to South Shore Health for Dawson's ear recheck, that he had problems with congestion, but no complaints of ear pain, no fever. And that was on August 23rd, 2022, that he was examined at 10:15 in the morning.
I'm not privy to those facts.
Because, of course, they confiscated Lindsay's cell phone with Cellbrite, right? And within that information,
Celebrate.
they found Lindsay's calendar for the day. And she had set an alarm for 9:45 a.m. that morning to remind her that she needed to take Dawson to South Shore Medical about an ear infection. And from all accounts, she made it to that appointment. Okay. Even their pediatrician, Lindsay Ross Shirt, who even took the stand, confirmed that Lindsay made it that day with.
And this was right at the time that
That
he
the
was browsing through Chrome, Tom Hall,
yes, and about suicide
getting thick.
stuff. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Dawson. It's confirmed that whoever it was on that Surface Pro was still browsing even after 9:48 a.m. Okay. I mean, it's a very tight window. If it was Lindsay doing that browsing, I think we can all be sure what Reddington is suggesting here. This is a trial about Lindsay Clancy's culpability, okay, in her children's murders. So why is her defense lawyer raising questions about her husband? I mean, to me, that feels kind of out of pocket, as the kids say, and I'm here
kids
for
say.
it. Okay. I am waiting patiently just to see what Reddington has up
You're a
his
kid.
sleeve
What are you
next.
talking about?
This is what I'm asking myself. Okay. So if a seasoned lawyer whose main goal is to help his client is now throwing what feels to me is a bit of shade at a perceived victim in this trial, asking questions as if that person's culpability is in question, then what is the picture that he is trying to paint? Hey, like we always say on this channel, we're not here to point fingers. We're just here to point out things that we find intriguing. And I find Kevin Reddington very intriguing. Let's go ahead and get back to the timeline, okay? So Patrick at 5:32 walks through the mechanical doors of CVS. 5:32 p.m. as clearly timestamped by the surveillance. It's hard not to find that odd, right? It's why it's a point of contention online, because there's roughly 14 minutes unaccounted for between 5:18 and 5:32 p.m. Now, if he was writing an email, sending it out at 5:24, then that accounts, what was that animal? That accounts for at least 6 minutes, okay, from the jump. But he still doesn't walk in there until 5:32. So from 5:24 to 5:32, where's those 8 minutes? Now, unfortunately for a lot of theorists out there, I'm thinking those minutes will likely remain unaccounted for because Patrick will likely not testify again in this case. And hey, never forget, this case wasn't about him. The only way we're going to see Patrick again is if in his own trial. A missed opportunity, I feel. Even for a seasoned lawyer like Reddington, it would have fit very well along with, and you sent it from your Surface Pro? What took you so long to walk into CVS? Now, honestly, if Patrick can't even remember how he sent his work email that night and why it was sent at 5:24 p.m., I'm pretty sure he's going to have an answer like, I don't know if he was asked about a missing 14 minutes. Now I will be following this case and touching upon other audit.
Shoes are different.
Yep.
That's the restaurant.
That's the restaurant. So if you notice, somebody else brought this up. The shoes that he's wearing in the restaurant are different than the shoes
That he walked into the CVS.
that he was wearing in CVS.
So how and why did he change shoes?
He was picking up food before he went home after the CVS visit.
Correct. So apparently he went to
Yes.
CVS first, and then he went to pick up food, and then he went home. But for some reason, the shoes are different between CVS and the restaurant.
Interesting. What would we think? Why would he change shoes?
I have no
Well,
idea. That's bizarre.
It's bizarre between CVS and the restaurant. Like, and yeah,
He
because
didn't have time to go home, right?
exactly. He wouldn't
So-
go home between those two.
Why would you change shoes after you went to the CVS? Has something happened in the CVS parking lot? I mean, just some gum on your shoes.
Gum.
Hmm.
Right?
What do you think about the Nancy Guthrie case?
What don't I think about the Nancy? It's been everywhere, man, but I'm still like Chris McDonough. I'm not leaving the house until somebody gives me a good enough reason to leave the house. To me, it's as simple as that, you know. And whether
You think all of this fumbling and the investigation, do you think it was all just incompetence, dumb luck, or do you think it was purposeful, this botched investigation?
I think the piper caught up with him. It was time to pay the piper. He was an idiot. He conned his way into a job. He's investigated by the FBI. He was extremely paranoid that the people working around him was going to expose him, and so he was getting rid of people left and right, reassigning people like Aaron Cross to desk jobs like an idiot, appointing people that he could trust to lead detective like the guy who happened to let the biggest case in this country in decades fall into his lap, and all that was exposed all at one time. And now it's really coming to light that, you know, he's corrupt and he's got idiots are working for him around him only because they're loyal to him, kissing the ring type people. And I think they botched it because they didn't know what the crap they were doing, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In my opinion, you know, of course, as we all say. Hey, you like my background that PI 56 made for me, by the way?
That
know
is
I need-
pretty nice.
I need a green screen, but
I
Is
can
it-
tell you had a green screen.
how's that?
It
Sorry.
looks good.
Thank you.
Um,
It's just my recliner because my chair's too big. It kind of comes into play a little bit. So, but I mean, I think she did a really good job. Are you able to read like that? We investigate up on the wall right there. Is that mirrored?
I can see it.
Okay. It's backwards to me in my shot, but I think it's supposed to be that way.
Are you Wayne?
I am Wayne.
You got 541 subscribers. That's it.
That's it, brother. To me, that
gotta
feels
get
like
you
a
some
lot
more.
considering where I started out at. But it's no MAB numbers, I can tell you that.
MAB numbers.
It's
Like
not
I
MAB
got-
numbers. You're up
I
there.
got-
You're about 5,000 now, right? At least.
Well, I can't seem to get past 48, 80. Every time I get
Well, yeah.
there, they take away like 5 or 6.
Right. Right. Yeah. I noticed a few people. Well, I definitely, I'll build, you know, I'll talk to my subscribers on my channel as I continue to grow and throw your name out there and that kind of thing when I get a chance to. I know that you're a mod over there for Patriot Pride and them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When I started with Patriot Pride, I think they had 300 or 400 subscribers.
That's
Now they got
crazy.
11,
man.
12,000.
How did they do that?
They went
Just-
flying by me like I was standing still.
they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they're
same
kind of
with Thornbridge.
right.
They're doing a great job too.
Yeah, they are. I was watching Jen and Glenn last night for a little while there.
Yeah,
So-
I watched them last night too.
hmm They don't need backgrounds, do they, Mab?
No,
It's kind of like,
They got-
whoa.
They
I
got
would
a pretty
my house
nice
off too. I would be
nice
showing my
place
house off.
on there. Huh?
If my house looked that nice, I would be showing that too.
I got a pretty nice place, but it's not that nice.
Right.
It's going to be really nice landscaping. I can tell you that.
I've been watching you there. I was watching you and the guy. Y'all were planing. What were you planing?
Playing in the wood, yeah.
Yeah. I watched you do that for a couple hours, actually. It's kind of reminded me of the good old days when I used to build log cabins up in the North Georgia mountains up there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We planed all the wood for the pergola and stained it all and got it all cut, routed, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm using about every skill I've learned over the years on this thing.
Yeah.
Poured some concrete day before yesterday. I got some color. I had some color that you add to concrete. I have had it for like since I was in my 20s, and I finally got it out and I dyed the concrete red before I poured it, so
I
that
didn't know you could do that.
yeah,
That's crazy.
I got some dye on the way because I'm going to dye the other concrete kind of like a terracotta color because I don't like the regular concrete gray.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're just like mixing that up bag by bag, like in a wheelbarrow or something like that?
No, in a concrete mixer.
Oh, okay. You got a mixer. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never used a mixer. We've always did it just in the, in a wheelbarrow with a hoe and just pour it off and then add the water and
yeah. Well, if you're pouring as much as I'm pouring, I pour 4 bags, 240 pounds per load. So I put 4 bags, mix it, and then dump it into like 6 different buckets halfway, and then haul it to wherever I'm pouring it. We've poured, I don't know how many pallets of concrete, at least 4.
A lot. I helped him once.
Yeah, me and her poured concrete.
Got to be careful breathing that stuff in too. You get
Yeah.
concrete.
BB.
BB.
Hello.
What's
How
going
are
on?
y'all?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. Just got home from Albuquerque, so I had to get situated real quick, but I called in as soon as I could.
Yay. Thanks.
Good to have you. Now you
It's
said
good
you
to be
had
here.
some kind of experience,
Hi,
right?
Wayne.
Hey, Donna.
Hey, baby. Sorry, I muted right there. I was getting ready to cough. It's good to see you. It's good to be up on panel with you. You followed me a couple of times, like on Patriot Pride, up to the panel, but you was always after me, so I never got a chance to say hello. But hello. And I love your bed, by the way. I don't know if anybody ever got a chance. I said, tell her I love that bed because you got the nice big headboard and then the bedpost. I was like, man, that is nice.
It's got the big like, 4 columns and then the thing in the middle. I want to put some make it all cool and put like the fabric,
Yeah, like a
you know what I'm talking about, Miss Mab.
Like a canopy.
Yeah. I just got to find the right fabric, I guess, for it. I haven't done that yet. But
It looks really nice. It looks really nice. Yeah.
I just go where it's quiet. I have to. That's wherever usually wherever my kids are not congregating at the moment. So my scene changes from time to time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, what are we talking about now? Because I had to leave YouTube to get in here, so I don't know.
We were talking about Lindsay Clancy.
Okay.
We were.
I wish Justine would come in for this.
What's that?
I want Justine is like the one that got me into this case. Pretty Little Please.
She's been watching over on my channel actually, interacting.
She's eating tacos. So
I saw her order those earlier. She won her argument with Ash.
So Justine was talking about it on her channel. I didn't know what they were talking about, so I went and watched a couple of things, and immediately I just heard him talking, the husband, and I was like, tell me because I was like, I know nothing about this case, but just immediately, just hearing him speak, I said, he's trying to set up the wife or something, right? And I told her my instincts about it, and she was like, she's like, that's exactly what I kind of think, So I think that there's too many holes in his story, as we're finding out.
Yeah.
And what's up with the shoes? And where's the other shoes at? Did you throw them away in the store?
Well,
Like,
and that was the thing that my friend was saying, was that when he called 911, he immediately pointed the finger at her. So they arrested her and they never investigated anything else.
right.
They
And
didn't. Yeah.
okay, so they took her to the hospital though, correct? Right
Yeah.
away, because they had to have drawn labs on
Yeah.
her. I wonder what the blood work will show on
Yeah.
her toxicity, like the levels of medication in her system.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he could easily have framed her for all of this. Like he could
Yeah.
have had her phone texting him, because she's passed out, in my opinion, unless they have video of her like talk, which I don't know that yet. I heard y'all talking earlier, and it was like, or Monks said something about this is the last time they saw them as a happy family together, like just earlier. Did we actually have footage, or was that in?
That was
domestic?
footage of
That was
them
footage.
at a science fair or something like that.
So, okay. I don't know. I have to look into that more, but just off of the text thing and the fact that he wasn't in the CVS parking lot until, that time, I just kind of wonder if he was sitting in his driveway doing the text, and then he actually did not leave the house after.
Right.
Yeah.
They should know that with geo fencing these days.
Right.
Out there, like where
Yeah.
he
I
was.
mean, they should be able to tell where his phone was, right?
Yeah. I would
So-
think.
Yeah, something's got to crack on it. I think for me, just looking at his eyes while he was on the stand, I was like grossed out by that guy.
Her
The
eyes.
other thing
Right.
is this is her trial. So he's not on trial. So the lawyer is trying to, of course, get her off, but at the same time, plant the seed that the husband did it in the hopes that the state will indict him.
Yeah, I
Or at
believe
least,
That's my opinion.
or at least
Yeah.
they won't be able to convict her.
Right. I mean, that's number one, but she gets off.
Okay, so
Yeah, mistrial. I'll see a mistrial coming.
it's like you're innocent until proven guilty, and there has to be like, for the jury to decide that she's guilty, they have to be pretty
Beyond the
pretty
shadow
heavily
of doubt.
swayed by
Yeah.
facts.
Reasonable. Beyond a
Right.
reasonable doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not
Without a
beyond-
yeah. So if, in my opinion, there's too much reasonable doubt, and I bet you he's going to be looked at as well. I think that they will. That's just my opinion, but
Just the fact that, and it's mostly females that I'm hearing this from, but I think Dom C said they did a little survey or a poll at work, and it was 11-1 that she was not going to be found guilty. I said, well, it's over. I mean,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody's going to get on board and say she's not guilty, so therefore it's going to be a mistrial and she's going to remain locked up, and they're going to probably try her again. But I'm really interested to see what the defense brings out. I didn't know that they could go, if she admits that she did it and they're trying to just say that it's because she was overly medicated and it was postpartum, depression that caused her to do it. Can they use both defenses though? Can they say that and maybe he did it? I didn't know they could do that.
they could. But I think it's all going to come down to this. I think that they're going to get the reports from the foreigners, the investigator that looks at, like, okay, I don't even like saying the words, but whoever put their hands around those precious babies. Anyways,
Right.
there's
Yeah.
got to be bruising and finger
I think they do.
sizings and or whatever. I don't know what they use. I can't
Senator
really.
testified Thursday, I believe, and she was losing it emotionally. They had to break 2 times in court because she couldn't hold it together. So the judge had to send the jury out, and then she spent the rest of the day with her head down on the desk, boo-hooing. So
Because she can't remember. I'm sure that's. I
Right.
mean,
That must be
if
a
she's
nightmare.
guilty, I would be shocked. But, and I would be the first to say I was wrong. But my intuition tells me she's not
That's
the one
crazy. I'll be right back.
that's responsible for it.
So
I think-
you think he actually unalived the 3 kids and tried
I think he
kill her
heavily
and threw her out the
medicated
window?
her or something. I think he
What-
heavily medicated her. She was out of it, and I think he did what he did. I think he maybe even used her phone to text his phone, setting it all up. Like, I don't know. Like,
What's
honestly,
the one reason you did that? Is any of his actions per se leading you in that direction? Like he had a mistress. He's already remarried. He's already
Yeah,
moved
he's already
on
remarried.
vacation.
Yeah.
He gave a 4-star, 5-star review and all. Is that part of your process in thinking that he did it?
Yes, but initially I like Justine could probably tell you, I kind of went blindly on just like
She has, by the way. She's been in watching the trial with us every day.
I didn't look at the facts until after I found out what my gut feeling was telling me, just by like kind of looking at this guy and listening to him talk for a minute. I didn't know anything about the case. And I go, is it possible this guy is the weirdo? Like in the situation, he's the one that did it. And she's like, and so then I went back and started watching a little bit because I told myself after the Nancy Guthrie thing, I wasn't going to get so invested into cases anymore because it really makes me so sad.
Right.
I just like
True crime junkies
it bothers
do
me, and so but here I am again, and it's like okay, especially because there's kids involved, and I have young kids, and I just know for me as a mom, I cannot imagine ever,
Right.
ever. I mean, I don't even like. I just couldn't. I guess maybe that's part of it too. Is I just couldn't imagine. But at the same time, people do weird stuff. But just going off of looking at that guy's eyes whenever he was talking,
Right.
I feel like he's doing this thing where he's pretending to be enraged by what she did, but really he's mad she didn't.
Yeah.
Whenever he pushed her out the window.
He would have had a crazy thing to go on there. He's probably better off that she didn't, and she is admitting that she, unalived the babies. He's probably better off. But speaking of eyes, I seen an interview with her where she had to be like, maybe it was a first appearance or something, but it was a virtual with the judge. So she was on a laptop, just like we are right now. And she was looking directly into the camera like we are right now. And those eyes now, man, they scared me to death. I'm like,
her eyes were scary.
Oh yeah, dark.
Oh,
that dark look that the law talks about. They can see it in people's eyes when they interview them.
Yeah,
I can see it in that. There's a thing of it, not promoting my page or anything, but I have that video up on my channel. You should go over there and check it out and look at her. I mean, her eyes are so dark right there. It's just like looking into the abyss or something.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that in somebody's eyes before, and it scared the living hell out of me.
It scared me pretty bad.
Like black-eyed children.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go back and watch that too, but just from her, what I saw of her body language versus his, he just looked cold and like, to me, he looked cold and stoic and and
I'm
almost
hearing
like
a lot of people say that, and then I'm hearing other people say that he looks like he's distraught. He looks like that he's really shaken up by this, and it's just the opposite of what you're saying. But
what I got from him,
both sides.
Lack of emotion is what I got from him.
I have a feeling that they're going to have something with the medical examiner, that's going to be crucial that we don't know yet, or something like that.
The kids, or
yeah. There's got to be something.
They did testify last week. Now the defense may call them back up, but they've already cross-examined them, so I don't know if they'll call them back.
Was there any bruising or anything like that they could say was DNA? Was there anything at all left?
Full disclosure, I had a lot going on. I had actually had a neighbor pass away, and another neighbor come tell me that while I was streaming the trial. So I just kept it running, but I had to go outside and talk to her. And then I had a guy wreck his truck across the street very same day, y'all. There's a video of that too, by the way.
Oh man,
what is going on here?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do remember the fact that she was extremely upset. She had a major outburst 2 times, and the judge had to send a jury out. And I'm sure he scolded her and the attorney and said, "Listen, you got to get your client under control, otherwise, we're going to have to take her out of the courtroom because she can't be acting like that in front of the jury."
Right.
If she's a nurse, why would she do it, the unaliving to herself, the wrong way?
Right.
Oh,
exactly. But
she would know better. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the most painful. And obviously she didn't, you can't say that word, unalive herself. So, with her medical, she knew, like she would know even if she was super, medicated or whatever, if she was able to unalive her children, she would know how to unalive herself and not just throw
Yeah.
herself out a freaking window. I'm
I
sorry.
know. That's
That's where it
Or at
doesn't
least
make
she
any
would've
sense.
went
Maybe
out
she
there.
didn't actually want to die. Maybe she wanted to make it look like she tried to unalive herself, and maybe she wasn't planning on being paralyzed from what she did. You know, she just thought she could act like she cut her wrist, act like she cut her throat. But we did see a lot of blood in that room last week, you know, and more than, because what the prosecutors were saying is she barely cut her wrist and she barely cut her throat. But man, you could see it all over the knife, and it was in the room and on the window too. I was like, well, don't look like she barely cut nothing to me. It looks like something major
crazy.
was going on. I see Justin too, by the way, pretty.
People get tattoos for the pain.
That's different. I mean, somebody that's a cutter is different than somebody that's trying to take their life with,
Right.
you know.
Tattoos, I can tell you, because look, I've got a lot of them.
You've got a little bit.
I don't do it because it's for the pain. I endure the pain because I get the outcome when it heals and it doesn't hurt anymore. Just like for me, getting the tattoo, the only way I can endure it is to think about things that have hurt my feelings, or like, you know, things that, you know, you want to kind of let go of, traumas and stuff. You can use it as a therapy tool in that sense, I guess. But in a perfect world, I could just get whatever tattoo I wanted and I wouldn't have to deal with the needles and the pain, because it's not fun. I mean,
Right. And that's kind of an expensive way to feel pain.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't see that people, I think people do it for healing, but in order to like deal with the pain of getting it, because it hurts, they think about stuff to distract their,
I always tell people that I almost got a tattoo once, but I didn't want to screw up perfection.
Nice. I like that one. Same here, brothers.
I thought you were gonna say you got your name on your on your.
No, never got a tattoo.
Have you seen people that do that? They say, "I got your name on my butt," and then they pull their pants down a little bit and it says your name. So,
I think I have seen that. It's kind of funny.
yeah,
I don't like pain, so, and I don't want anything I'm not able to change my mind about in the morning, so I'm not getting no tattoo.
Yeah.
Cutting. I know of people that have cut. No, I've never done anything like that, but I've experienced like people I know that had children that dealt with that and stuff, and it is not a pretty thing. It is not. I don't know how to put this into words, but like when somebody wants to hurt themselves, if they really, I've lost 2 brothers to suicide, and if they want to unalive themselves, they're going to do it, and they're not going to. There's not going to be any warning signs. Like usually, it's like very all of a sudden, and they don't tell anybody about it.
Yep.
That's
But
why I
the
don't
cutting
think
is
that
a
she
cry for
wanted to. She didn't want to
attention.
unalive herself. She wanted to make it look like she was trying to unalive herself. And she didn't realize that when I jump out of this window, it's going to paralyze my ass.
I don't know.
Head first or feet first? Or do we know?
What's that now?
Did she go out head first the window?
We don't know. Well, maybe they know, and I didn't get that either because there was starting to be a big debate about, the way the blood was on the windowsill and stuff. And some people are saying that he brought the windowsill down on her throat, and that's where she got the marks on her throat. Instead of her cut her throat, he was pushing her out, and she was fighting, and he pushed the windowsill down on her and held her like that, and then I guess pushed her the rest of the way out is the other alternate theory.
Right.
So
I don't know. Either way, it's like real sickening. Whoever was at fault. So, I mean,
I agree.
It's a sad situation.
Yeah.
Truly.
And I don't know if that's the best defense to try to make it look like he did it. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. But
Who else did it then?
It's her mental capacity and dealing with all the drugs and stuff. Now, if I was going to say anything, if I was a defense, I would say, listen, he was messing with her drugs, trying to make her look crazy so he could get custody of the kids and run off with his new lady. That's the way I would go about approaching it, because, it's going to be hard to convince a jury that he's got her believing that she did something to her children that she didn't actually do,
Well, unless they can say that she's the one that actually hurt the children. If they can prove that she maybe didn't, then they could say that he wanted to get rid of all of them so he could go start a brand new life. And
that's
this
messed
was-
up, ain't it?
Which is what he did.
which is exactly what he would have done if he's the guilty one. That's exactly what I think, in my opinion, allegedly that
Right.
that went on.
Not a divorce attorney, dude. You think about that?
Yeah, but then he would have
God,
child support to pay
Yeah,
for 3
what?
kids for
All the
20
guys that do that,
Yes,
Scott Peterson.
How long were they married is the question.
At least 5 years, because
Yeah,
it's a
at least.
5-year-old, 6 years.
Right.
Yeah.
In California, it's 7 years before you have to pay alimony.
But child
But-
support's different.
But child support, plus they have a house, so they have to sell. I mean, divorce is messy.
Yeah, it costs a
You
lot of
know.
money. I
It is messy, but it ain't as messy as what's going on right now.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Right.
That's
Not
where
good.
evil took over the situation, and it's unfortunate that that's what happened, because anybody in their right mind would know that the most responsible thing to do is face up to the consequences. You married the wrong person, whatever. You get a divorce. You take the L in whatever way you have to.
Right.
And you just be a good parent and try to co-parent, and move on with life. But evil people see other ways around it, like, oh, I'll just get out of all of this. I can outsmart.
So stupid.
I
Right.
can outsmart that
To
system.
me, that is so dumb to try that.
Yeah.
Like with the Adelsons and everything they tried to do with that. If y'all know Donald Adelson and that whole Wendy Adelson, where they unalived the husband,
I didn't see that case.
Yeah, the brother and the mother have already been convicted. The girlfriend, the brother was a dentist. He had a girlfriend, and she got her ex and another guy to drive up from Florida and to unalive the husband. And
Canada does this.
so they got 4 of them already.
Wait, it's a different subject, honey.
I know.
But sorry. Yeah, it is.
No, sorry. I just watched, I've been watching, like, this is off topic, but I've been watching old, like, forensic files shows.
Yeah.
And I watched one last night where a woman impersonated her best friend and took out a bunch of life insurance policies and then hired somebody to burn her house down with her in it and then collected on the life insurance policies. And she got found out because she was impersonating her friend. And so the woman that lived across the street from the lady that died saw the best friend in Walmart and was like, oh my God, I just saw Linda or whatever. She supposedly died last night, but I just saw her in Walmart. And then they connected it all. And 'cause she was the woman that sold her the life insurance.
Oh my God.
And so
The best friend?
all along, the witness,
The witness sold her the life insurance.
right, but all along, because she was impersonating her friend, she thought the woman that she saw was actually the woman that died, because that's what
I get it
that's
now.
what she presented.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, there's a bunch of things like, well, didn't you ask for ID and get a notary? But this was like in the 90s. I mean, people do wild things for money.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, the love of money, the root of all
People
evil.
do
Yes.
wild things for just jealousy, and you never know what motive is. It's usually what, jealousy, money, or what is it? Greed, I think. Yeah, greed. I think was the other one.
Yeah.
Top
Greed.
3 rated.
Rage.
Ego,
Deadly sin.
you know.
One of the 7 deadly sins right there is greed, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
As my buddy says, though, I've never seen anything that I'm going to want to unalive myself over. I've seen a few things that I want to unalive some other folks over.
Yeah,
So if anything ever happens to me, please investigate.
exactly. We will.
I think
hey.
revenge
Thanks.
is what
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
in the
Oh, my
Nancy
mom always
Guthrie
says
case.
everything is temporary. There's, the sun will come out tomorrow and things will look different. Like, people just need to quit getting caught up in these, moments of chaos, and then they just do the worst thing ever, and then everybody's life changes, and they don't realize, like, even taking your own life, like, you don't realize how many people actually do care and how many people it's going to affect. It's a very selfish thing
Right.
to do.
I have to agree with that. 100% agree with that. Yeah, it's very, very selfish. Step away from the situation for a minute. and take a breath and give it just one extra thought. Like, am I really going to kill these people, or am I going to do all this craziness? Because nobody's lives are going to be the same, including my own.
Yeah, I always figure that if I'm feeling a certain way that I don't like, I just wait and it'll change.
That's right.
Yeah, don't go to In-N-Out Burger with because you're having a bad day. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, did you hear about that? That was wild.
Oh yeah, I
There's
heard
just
about it.
all of these
Don't make a
things.
permanent decision about a temporary problem.
Right.
That's what my mom says right
Exactly
there.
right. Like road rage and that type of thing. That's one of the quickest way to get yourself into something, is you're having a bad day, somebody cuts you off, and now you're flicking each other off, and next thing pew 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 is going on, and
Yep.
Yeah. Or
all you
somebody
have
in front
to
of you slams on their brake and you're road raging, flipping this guy off, and they slam on their brakes, and then bam, I say that all the time.
Crazy road rage incidents.
Oh yeah, it's out there. It is definitely out there. So yeah, just chill out for a second. Let that person just go ahead and have that little bit. If they cut you off, okay, it's yours.
God bless you. That's what I think. God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you. Congratulations. Most of the time, you'll run into them at the red light or something anyway. Be right beside them. I had that happen like 2 weeks ago with a young girl who was all on me, came around, looked over at me, gave me the really, really dirty look, and then the red light caught us, and then I just pulled up right beside her and just let my window down and just looked over there. It's just like, oh hey, she was like, oh hey, I was like, yeah, you want to be haying now?
You're all like this.
I had some little girl ask me on this road here in front of my house I was doing like 25.
Which is the speed limit.
Yeah. And she just could not wait. So she went flying past me and hit my mirror.
That's how close she passed him.
Caught up with her, took a picture of her license plate and everything. But when I got beside her, but she had her hand like this, so I couldn't see her.
And if I put my hand right here, you can't see me.
Yeah.
I'm invisible.
And I couldn't pick her out of a lineup because I didn't see her face.
Oh, really?
Oh,
scary draw down. Thank you very much.
Oh, so it actually helps her to do that?
Yes, it does.
When you're embarrassed.
Because that's like
I didn't see her face, but I knew she was Hispanic and younger, and they showed me like 5 of them, and I couldn't tell which one was which. I said it was the one that was driving the car. With the license plate that I gave you, that's the one who did it.
Yeah,
shouldn't that be enough? Having the license plate number, that should be enough.
Yeah,
you would think so. Yeah, they wanted to go old school and have the lineup there just in case somebody else was driving her car. I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't think so. Crap. I've actually been on the news for a road rage case. I was at a racetrack. It's a big gas station, like Quick Trip. And I was waiting to meet a guy to pick up a dryer, and the news guy was like, "Hey, I'm up here covering this case. They had a road rage incident, and somebody got pew-pewed and unalived. And you care to give me your thoughts?" And I was like, "Sure." So he just closed his camera up, I was like, "Whoa!" Yeah, it was all good. My buddy, when I came into work the next day, he said, "You need to stay off the news, man. I saw you on there last night." But I said the same thing. Just take a breath, step back, let people have it. If they want that spot, give it to them, for God's sakes.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
It's only going to cost you like 10 seconds anyways if somebody gets in front of you in traffic. You know what I mean? Like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
I know. I think the same thing. Like, really, you won't let me in. Like, we're in bumper to bumper traffic for the next 5 miles, but you won't let me in.
Yeah.
There's always a guy
It's
that's
easy
ripping
to get.
across different lanes trying to get ahead, and you always end
you.
up. No, it's
It's two.
You're not getting in here. Nope. No, I've actually
No cutting. No cutting in line.
When I was younger, I actually did get in a fist fight with a guy over road rage stuff. They pulled out and almost hit me, and I used some choice words like "mother's finest," and they, came beside me, blew their horn. So I went back beside them really close and blew my horn. They followed me to Walmart parking lot, and me and this big dude, I didn't know he was that big until he got out of his car. But we're
sorry.
just fighting in Walmart parking lot, y'all. And yeah, I carried the worst end of that stick. So, maybe that's where I learned my lesson that day.
You're like, I didn't know you was that big of a boy.
Yeah, I did not know he was that big of a boy. I actually opened his door. And he had a
big through the
beer can.
window.
set it down. I was like, hey man, it wasn't that serious. Sorry, my bad.
So what do you, can I ask y'all something real quick though? But what are y'all thinking about the Nancy case right now?
I don't think they're ever going to solve it.
Yeah.
I'm still at the house. I'm at the house. I think
that they're,
You're back at the house?
I never left the house, and I think they will solve it right there. I think that they're at the house too. They just don't have everything they need to get it there. It's harder to arrest a family member and prove a family member did it because their DNA is there. It's supposed to be there. And then now Nanos has screwed everything up so bad they got to even get deeper evidence to be able to prove it.
I mean, they're going to have to.
Once
I mean,
they
the
do, they'll
defense
get
is going to have to
Well,
field
when I
day
go,
in
I
the
hope-
court that case.
fingers crossed, I get to go in a couple weeks. I'm not going to say on
Nice.
here. I'll tell them an email or whatever what day I go because you never know who's watching and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Sure.
I hopefully will get to go in like 2 weeks to a monthish. I'll just say that. But I'm gonna go hopefully park just for a second in front of the house and then just like I have spots on the map already marked that I want to go look.
Right.
Where's your home base at?
New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like one state over. So I'm going to have like I believe it's like a 6.5 or 7 hour drive
Yeah.
from here. But anyway, I'm gonna just kind of go and like follow my instincts. But I do have certain spots marked if I'm, not getting anything. But I'm gonna look for, all the little side roads, like the I want to go like actually take my mountain bike and go like ride along those trails and stuff.
Right.
So I don't know.
Utility roads maybe that are nearby.
Do what now?
The utility roads maybe that are
yes,
by there.
sir.
Mark's
sir.
been back out there the last couple of days.
Mark Shorty?
Even in front of the house, just chilling, filming,
Yeah.
putting his drone up like there, just like he used to do, like nothing ever happened. And they've left him alone so far, but I'm not giving you that advice, please.
Yeah, I just want to sit there to pick up on like that'll just be when I get there, get my stuff unloaded. I'll probably want to go immediately because I'm going to make the most of the time I have because I don't get free time very often.
And you're going to be live, right? You're going to stream it.
I'm sure I'll go live. Yeah, I'm sure I'll
Awesome.
go live. If I just am praying I get to go, like it's going to all depend upon. See, I had a friend that was going to go with me too, and she's not able to go now. So I kind of would like to not go by myself.
Yeah.
But so I have a cousin
Some
that
other
might go.
folks out there too. Do you know cases and conversations? by
Do I
any
know
chance?
what?
Do you know cases and conversations with Michelle?
No, I don't. Actually,
and
I
Just Max?
don't.
They're out there this week, by the way. Maybe you
Okay.
can possibly hook up with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably message like I don't know who all is local and who all is not. I know some of them that are local, but I'll probably just get into chat rooms and be like, "Hey, I'm coming out," or get
Right.
their email and tell them, "Hey, I'm coming out like tomorrow."
Yeah.
Like kind of at last. I don't want to be in the chat room saying I'm going to Tucson on this and that day because
Exactly.
Right.
people
Right.
that
The
don't want
trolls
me
and
to
haters
be
and
looking will be not.
oh,
I don't
they'll
want
be
to
on
deal with
standby,
that.
ready to call Pima County on you and stuff.
Yeah,
It's a lady out there doing witchcraft in the middle of the road.
yeah.
I can't watch it no more. I can't watch it no more.
Yeah, they'll be saying next thing you know that would just be awful. So I'm just kind of, and I'm not going to go and get out and mess around. I'm just going to go sit there at park and kind of just like I pray to God and
That's
people think because I'm spiritual that's weird, but like one day
Not weird to me.
Nope.
yeah, I had a near death experience and MAB was
you're
going to
gonna
interview
tell
me
us about
that.
that.
Yeah, so I nearly died with my first kid, but that one wasn't as bad. I had blood clot that I had to have surgery for, like after giving birth. But the second kid I had, after I gave birth to her, I like literally could not lift up my arms to ask to hold her or like say anything. Like I was just like, I felt like I couldn't talk or anything, and I guess my lips started turning blue, and my dad was crying. And like this is like all I remember really. And then I remember a man in a blue scrub suit was holding my hand and he had like a hat and he had like the scrub tape, there's a little face mask.
Yeah.
And he was telling me a lot of stuff, right? This man. And I'll get back to that. We'll circle back around to this later. But just remember that man. So next thing you know, he's telling me to hold on, and he's got me. I just need to be strong and da da da. Well, I don't want to tell you the gory part of what was happening to my body, but let's just say I lost all the blood that you should be able to lose without dying.
Yeah.
Like it was like like it was like so close. The doctor rushed in, and saved my life. She had to go in, and I had 13 grapefruit-sized blood clots. That
Oh my
had
God.
and were just
Grapefruit?
yeah, grapefruit.
Goodness
Like
gracious.
How do you get blood clots that big?
my body, like whenever I gave birth, it like the blood clots up for some reason. I don't know why. I have like it's kind of a rare condition, sort of. It's kind of like preeclampsia, but a little bit exacerbated. It's a little bit worse. But anyways, I just can't have any more kids. So anyhow, before she does what she does to save my life, I remember just coming out of my body, like, and now I'm like, I feel like I'm stuck on the roof of the room, right? Like looking down over myself for a second, and I'm seeing my dad and the man and the doctor and the nurses and the everything everywhere. And I'm just like, oh man, is this really happening right now? That was like first, like, oh man, like, I was like, I guess I'm gone, you know?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was like sucked up into this tunnel. This is the only way I can explain it. This is what I'm seeing out of my eyes. Whatever my body is laying there, my eyes are in my spirit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm
I've
going
listened
up
to
this.
tons of NDE, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, and it sounds crazy, I realize it, but it's true. Like, this is what happened to me. But so I'm going through this, like, I'm being sucked upwards, right? And I'm starting to see all these lights, and they're just going, they're kind of like flashing by my face.
Like a highway or something.
Yeah, and then I'm headed towards a bright light, but somewhere in the tunnel, like, time just gets suspended, right? And I'm here, I'm talking to God now. And I can't really say anything. I didn't see him or anything. I heard him, and he said, you're not going anywhere, but I need you to do something for me." And I was like, "What?" You know? And he's like, "I'm gonna send," because I grew up very Southern Baptist. Okay. He's like, "I need you to go and learn tarot for me and shine my light in this dark place, because the dark is always trying to infiltrate the light, but we're gonna always win, and you are gonna go and do this." And I laughed, and I'm getting chills talking about it. I kind of laughed, and I said, "Everybody will think I'm crazy. My parents will think I'm like devil worshiper or something like that. You know, I can't. I don't. What if I can't do it?" And he's like, you'll do it." And I was just like, "Okay, whatever. I'll do whatever you want me to do." You know.
He
And
said you're going to go and do what? Can I? I'm sorry.
Tarot.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
tarot. I needed to go and shine my light in the darkness, because there's good tarot readers, and then there's the dark ones that do. And then there's not, because it just how do I put this? Just because you're a tarot reader doesn't mean you're a witch. I'm not conjuring up spells and
Right.
you know, things like
I
that.
didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
No,
I know
you're fine.
you're in the
But
tunnel now.
That's a
God stuff.
it's just a common misconception that people who are energy readers delve into like dark magic, but that's not the case at all.
Right.
I don't start a reading without praying to God, and Jesus is my homeboy, and I'm just saying.
Shout out Jesus.
Yeah, shout out to Jesus. And so anyway, let's rewind though. So I come right about that time. I said, "I'll do whatever you want," you know, like, if you say so, kind of thing. Like, if you say so. And I'm just like, so I come back down into my body all of a sudden, right? And I could not move or speak because of they gave me 2 blood transfusions, and then the medicine they have to give you makes you feel like a slug in the mud. So I couldn't talk or move my arms or anything for like, I just sit there with my eyes open looking around. So I had a lot of time to think and stuff. And I was like, that was really weird, you know? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was in the hospital for 5 days. when I got out of the hospital, it was on my mind still what was told for me to do, and I kind of ignored it. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do that. Like I went to the store, couldn't buy the cards. Finally, after a month of me having incessant dreams about having to do this because he didn't leave me alone about it.
Right.
I went and bought a deck, and I'm sitting in the parking lot of the store, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. But I opened up the deck, and I knew what every card meant in there before I ever read the book.
Wow.
And there's no reason I should know that. So I was still iffy about it, but when a few months later, I finally gave my first reading to somebody, and it went really well. Like I've done nothing but try to help people and use it for a good reason. And oftentimes it gives me a reason to talk about God with people too, which is really cool. So,
Yeah.
because a lot of people cry when I give them one-on-one readings, like in person and stuff. And I don't know, it's just a way to, you can put God into anything. Just like they try to take God out of the schools, well, guess what? Our kids can be the representatives of God just because they take it out of schools. Like they have their right to go and, it's just, we've got to try to do our best. And was what I got from all of this to keep shining the light in the dark places. And that's exactly what we're doing here, trying to shine the light on where Nancy Guthrie is and who's innocent and who's guilty. I mean, so I don't know. That was my experience. And I've also had a lot of a lot has changed since then for me. As far as my intuitive nudges and sometimes I get these little downloads of information and stuff, and it'll be in dreams or just suddenly I'll have this idea that came out of nowhere and I'll go look that up and it makes sense. So I don't know. I just say that I just try to listen and be a channel for God and what he wants people to know. And that's all I can hope to do. So that's my little near-death experience. So yeah, it was pretty wild.
Sweet.
Okay. The angel, the guy at the end of the bed was holding my hand.
Yes.
So this is where this all mind blew me. Okay. So I told my dad a few weeks after I got out of the hospital, I said, I want to write that guy a thank you card that was sitting next to you in the hospital. But when I asked them for his name, they didn't know who I was talking about. I said, did you happen to catch his name? And he's like, there wasn't a guy sitting next to me. And I was like, yeah, there was. And so he was like, well, it must have been an angel. Well, then a few months later, my cousin had a child also, and she had some health complications. And I was telling her about how I saw that man, and she started crying. She said she saw to a T in the same hospital, saw the same guy that was like an angel or something. She said she asked the same thing who that guy was, and that they said they didn't know what she was talking about either. And so
Wow,
it's pretty intense. Cool. Yeah. So I mean that just brought it full circle to me. It was kind of confirmation that yes. Because it's so hard for people to believe in near-death experiences sometimes, but really, if you have faith in God, nothing is that unusual when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So,
supernatural. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's my story.
Well, I thank you for telling us.
Yeah,
we're
thank
honored.
That was pretty cool, actually. I was really loving it when you're saying you're in a tunnel and time was suspended, and God was talking to you. Like you had my ears were like, what?
Yeah, it was just like an all-encompassing voice of I can't even really.
What did he sound like? Can I ask you that? Did it have a sound?
It was a very loving, warm, I would call it like a rich, deep, loving. I felt like I was in a big hug. It was just the most. I have my chills all over my body thinking about it.
Nice.
It was, but then he shocked me, so I couldn't even. Then I was like, "You're kidding me!"
You're like, wait, you want me to do what? But
I was like, okay, God did give me a weird sense of humor. I have a funny sense of humor. I say jokes at the wrong time and stuff like that sometimes. But I'm a little awkward. But I have a heart of gold, and either love me or hate me. But no, it was it was almost like he wasn't. He was just. I don't know how to put it into words. There are no words that you could even say that would adequately describe it. And you'll know when you see when you experience it. It's just I felt also once I was in the tunnel, I wasn't scared anymore. When I was in the tunnel, I was not scared at all. I want you to know that it was
Right.
just peaceful. Like it was like I was projecting forward, and I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'm out of here. You know, I
Right.
guess I'm out of here. So, and I knew where I was going. I knew where I was going. I was going to heaven. You know,
Nice.
but
Yeah.
Talking
they
about,
say
right.
that there's a peace that passes all understanding, and that's exactly what it was.
So, God, you sure you want me to go back there and do that and kind of not just come on, you know?
Right.
You
I was
sure?
like, I still stand here and hang out with you guys. Come on now. No. But I have my babies and I wanted, you know, so I was like, oh, you know, I'd do anything. So I was like, well, and then I got down and then whenever I was like, surely it was a dream. And then no, he gave me all of the confirmation thing. So it wasn't just dreams. It was like, I would say something like, God, if you want me to do this, then let me see this today. And sure enough, I would see that happen.
Have
So
you had anything like revealed to you in the Nancy case at all?
I did have a dream in the Nancy. It was actually before I even watched any. That's what made me watch this case. Because I had a dream when my mom was telling me about what happened, and I had no reason to know anything. My mom is my witness. I think at one point I think I put it on her ex, my dream maybe, or she, I don't know. We wrote it out, but I saw two. I obviously knew there was a masked man or something like that at that point. Or did I? No, I didn't. It was about, okay, so my dream happened. Let's see, what day did we get the camera footage from the case? On the case. Was it day?
I don't remember.
5?
6?
So,
Something that like Friday. I want to say Friday.
okay, so that's the day I guess I learned about it. And then I didn't see the video, but my mom told me about the masked guys or something like that. And
Right.
then she said guy. But I had a dream that night. There was two masked men standing in front of me, and I was Nancy, and they were laughing at me, and I was crying, and they were standing in front of a sliding glass door, or a big window, is what I remember. And then she was just terrified because I was terrified. And then zoom out, and I went to another area, which was like where it's on my map. Like I don't know exactly if I found it, but I found places that looked like what I dreamed about, and I got them on my map. So I'm gonna go look at them. But
Well, take us with you, please.
I will. There's a stream and like a dirt road, and it's like the edge of a mountain. And I saw a gray Toyota Tundra, and which some point in time they were talking about a gray Tundra too. And then
I've seen a gray Tundra.
yeah, it's like grayish, like silver or primer gray, something like that. And then yeah, it was I saw a tint. I think then like I want to say 2 months after that, I had another dream that they were burying her in that area.
Burying her, like digging a hole, burying her, or
yeah, but it was like it was almost like under a rock because they couldn't get they like move a rock or something.
They couldn't dig down, of course, because the ground out there is so hard, you know.
Mm-hmm. So like, and then I did a reading about the dream, and I got that. I hate saying it, it's so gross, but there might be multiple crime scenes, like as far as like where evidence remains are found.
So it could be dismemberment.
That's what I get. Yeah.
Any burn?
And burn. I think they tried to burn her, and that didn't work.
Well, I mean, I know Thornbridge talked to the Mexican lady that said that she was buried near burnt roots of a tree.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's what the caller keeps.
I didn't know that. I really did not know that, but that makes sense. I got that they tried to burn her, but then they ended up separating her and burying her in various places around. But I think it's not near. I think it's near Tucson, honestly, in my opinion.
I can believe that. Yeah, I don't think she's too far away. Far enough away to get them away from the crime scene. So if they did have to start a fire or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't. I mean, this is all allegedly IMO. Just my opinion. Nobody. And it's nobody's guilty.
Yeah,
Proven
exactly.
by the court of law. All of that good stuff.
All just our opinions, speculation, folks.
All speculation.
That's right.
But I
Still
do
proven
have
up
my
right.
theory. What I was getting, like, I do have my theory on that I'm working on. I won't tell y'all today, but I really do think I've got one person that I think is responsible. I'm sure y'all know, but I mean, I'm still kind of
I think I
trying
know.
to piece together enough to make it to like go out there and stick to one. I want to find one theory and stick to it and see if we can figure it out, disprove it or not.
Disprove it. Yeah.
I'm tired of bouncing around like for
Yeah.
it's too confusing.
Way too
Yeah,
many
it's just way too much. Yeah, and it's did this happen? Did that happen? And keep going down these rabbit holes and getting off in these weeds over here, and it's like,
Yeah.
But I never get too far out that I don't say, okay, Wayne, you know, that's BS. Come on back to reality now. Who was the last person to see her? Why would they do it? Okay, what's the odds? You know, what's the statistics say, and that kind of thing. And that's what you need to focus on. And that's
Thanks for the jewels, Oakley.
I like what Chris McDonough said, because I've been saying that for a few weeks now, how he put that title, and I haven't watched it yet, but let's go back to the beginning, you know? Because, you know, think about this. So many errors were made. Like, if we can start at the beginning and pretend we know nothing, and we look at it with just like in a new way, what makes the most sense? What's the most basic thing? And that's kind of what I did, and that's where I got to now. And it actually changed my whole mind, because my mind was going down, like thinking mind conditioning was like, it could be this, it could be that. But when I got real quiet and just, I'm sorry.
You picking up anything off that porch guy, looking at his eyes or looking at his mouth or anything like that? Are you picking up anything off the porch guy?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm debating still on whether the person responsible was the porch guy too. I'm still debating on whether he was actively involved in the actual removal of her from there.
Gotcha.
But I do think it's I think it's going to end up being a lot simpler than we actually thought.
Me too.
I do think that they will solve it.
Most people thought.
You do.
Yeah, I do too.
I hope they do.
You know, and a lot of people don't, and you know that's cool. That's cool too. But
Yeah.
I think they're there. I think they just need more evidence, because so much was botched, and it's so close to her that the DNA and all that stuff's not going to matter, because they're
Now, will they prosecute anybody? I don't know. But
And honestly, though,
good point.
it's hard to think, okay, so how are they going to go back to the beginning? We've lost all this time, all the evidence is now destroyed, right?
Right.
Like, and I guess, like, I'm not saying like, I'm not saying that like, I'll go out there and I'm going to find her. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to try, but because at this point, I want anybody to find her, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And I'd like to organize a big search party last minute if I could, like, because they still haven't even done that, except for the YouTubers have done that. The YouTubers are the ones that have done it.
It's
So,
almost like they didn't want anity searching.
but we're gonna, it's gonna like, we won't be able to convict somebody until now we find the evidence of herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need her big time.
She is like, we can sit here all day and we don't have any solid evidence right now. She is going to be the key part of what solves this case. So
yeah.
And
hopefully they can, if they find her, they can find out how she got there, and then that will be the evidence that they need to make the conviction.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know.
So
We
that's
just
why we
hit
need to
2
sit out
hours,
there and
guys.
look.
I
So.
gotta go get me something to eat.
Me too. I got to go get a kiddo. So thank you for
your
your time.
Thank you so much for coming up and telling us your story. I really love that.
Most definitely. It was
Tell
nice meeting
Mrs.
you.
Mab bye for me.
Bye, baby. Thank you.
Bye.
nice
And
to-
Wayne, it was nice chatting with you.
Nice chatting with you too, BB. I'll be looking for your lives out there. I want to see you out there in Arizona.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
You
All
guys enjoying your meal. Thanks for having me up, Mr. and Mrs. Mab. I truly appreciate it. You got a great show, and I hope to be up with you again. And maybe you guys can come over and pop in on my channel
Sounds
sometime.
good.
We will.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you so
Wayne.
much, guys. Y'all have a great night. Thank you.
All right.
too.
You too.
Yeah, it's dinner time, guys. Sorry. I'm
Dinner time.
starving.
Time for the MABster to eat something. So we will see you later.
Thanks, you guys, for coming. It was great to see all of you. And
If I take tomorrow off, I'll be live tomorrow.
all right, I'll be at work tomorrow. So
All right.
peace.
Peace.